Alright, now we have A Scream in the Night, not to be confused with A Shriek in the Night, which is another film on this set. Is there even a scream in the night in this movie? No, there's a scream in the daytime, so that's what it should have been called. This one is directed by Fred C. Newmeyer, who's probably best known for Safety Last, the famous silent comedy featuring Harold Lloyd hanging from the clock tower that later became an influence for Back to the Future. Wow, okay, I'm getting off track. This film was released in 1934, apparently, even though there's no proof that a release didn't happen until 1943 to capitalize on the starring actor Lon Chaney Jr., who had just become successful due to The Wolfman. But then, if you go on IMDb, it says it was released in 1935, so I don't know when it was made, but it was made sometime in that 10-year period. Chaney Jr. stars as two characters. Yes, yet another movie where the main actor plays two different people. However, unlike Dead Men Walk, where George Zucco was just playing twins, Chaney's two characters just happen to look alike, which is extremely stupid. It was produced by Commodore Pictures, but was later owned by Astor Pictures. I can't really figure out where this movie takes place. I was thinking it had to be the Middle East, and from a quick premise found online, it apparently is at a seaport. That makes sense due to the diversity of the cast. Chaney Jr. is Detective Jack Wilson, who runs into Edith, played by Shalia Terry, someone born in Minnesota. Woo! Minnesota for the win! Edith's uncle Joe is nearly killed by Johnny Fly, who I keep mishearing as Johnny Five.
And tell me about Johnny Fly.
Call me Johnny Five.
Johnny?
Johnny Fly is after some ruby that's extremely expensive, which Edith so happens to own. So the race is on to hide the ruby and figure out Johnny Fly's plan. The only problem is, there's not much of a mystery because we know the culprit and his plan right from the beginning. There's almost no excitement then. There's also these random scenes at a bar where they play darts and this annoying parrot keeps laughing at them. Reminds me of Gilbert Gottfried in Aladdin. Johnny Fly works with a man named Butch, the other character Chaney Jr. plays. He's a drunk-looking fool who's wearing some vest that makes him look like Tarzan. He's paid to kill the people Johnny Fly needs dead. After Johnny Fly captures Edith, Jack captures Butch. In the scene where the two Lon Chaneys are having a conversation, Jack disguises himself as Butch to infiltrate Johnny Fly's headquarters. Eventually there's this final brawl where they speed up the film and Edith fights the other character named Jala while Johnny Fly fights Jack. Wait. Jack, Johnny, Jala, Joe. Does every name have to begin with the letter J? I'm not complaining, my name's Justin, but even the bartender's name is John. Really? There's a John and a Johnny. Thanks a lot, 1934. Or 35. A Scream in the Night has a horror-like title, but it's nothing like that at all. This is a detective thriller with an always satisfying Lon Chaney Jr. It's just nice to see some work from the star that came out prior to The Wolfman. But other than that, the film is pretty worthless. The characters are not developed, and with 57 minutes, it's tough to develop anything. I will say I was curious to see where it was going, but maybe that's because it made no sense that the authorities didn't go after Johnny Fly from the beginning when he was so obviously the bad guy. Even the movie doesn't know what it's doing. The final scene has Jala pushed out of the frame, and when it seems that the final shot is going to be Jack and Edith, whoa! Nope, it's Uncle Joe. Yeah, that was a weird, okay. Ranking this with the last film, I'll say that I was more invested in Dead Men Walk, just due to it having two Universal monster stars instead of one. I like supernatural horror over an obvious mystery film. But tune in for next time where we hopefully find something better.